It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you're tuned into World Combat Sports. Following once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good? Hope everyone is just great. You know what the title is. Don't even act like you can't read. You know what I'm saying? You know what the topic of discussion is. Hold on for a second. Let me bring this up. See, we're going to talk about. We're going to weigh in on some clips, some audio clips, of course. We're going to basically look at it this way: that the word is out, supposedly that Jermall Charlo had something to say about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury February 22nd, 2020. Deontay Wilder was a WBC heavyweight champion. He had reigned for over 5 years, and he was on his 11th defense, right? He wasn't successful, and Tyson Fury won that night. The bout itself was embroiled in controversy. It was embroiled in, the speculation on if, the way Tyson Fury won and everything was to be honored. Even when it comes to boxing, it has a little honor. It has a lot of, it has honor to it when it comes to actually fighting with the equipment you're supposed to have. But if you go in there and throw elbows and do some dirty shit, hitting people in the groin like Galata was doing, the Riddick Bowl, then you kind of break the honor system just a little bit, if boxing ever has anything. But in this particular case, over the several months in 2020, the former champ Deontay Wilder, he kept quiet, and then he came out and his accusations was against Tyson Fury and his gloves, being that he believed they was loaded, and also he made accusations that point blank that Tyson Fury cheated, and then the situation with Mark Breland potentially with tainted water, all of that in a collective statement, to basically say, hey, this is what went on. This is what he feels. He had a statement to come out and saying that he had an indentation in his head and so forth. And, everything that we seen within the dressing room, it was just so much going on that made it that night, February 22nd, was such an ominous night. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad that went on that night. And we was outside the pandemic. We had 1 foot in, but we had 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying? But recently, people are still talking about it. Why? Because we're still waiting for the arbitration and everything to pretty much conclude between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to see if they're going to fight. And it's a big deal because, like myself, shout out to Deshaun Thompson. What's good? What's good with you? Like myself, I really want to see this fight happen in a trilogy. The boxing community needs to see this fight happen in a trilogy. Deontay's been fighting to have this bout in this trilogy go down once again. He enacted the rematch clause. I think it's only right for Tyson Fury to acknowledge that Deontay Wilder gave him a rematch, even after a draw, and people felt it was, Deontay Wilder won, Tyson Fury won. He gave him an immediate rematch. He said, okay, let's go. But Tyson Fury didn't want that. He went away. He fought Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin, went to WWE Wrestling, played around with Braun Strowman a little bit, and then he came back for the rematch. Now, being that it, ended the way it did, I think it's only right for one of the biggest boxing matches to take place in a trilogy, because we missed the trilogies. We missed the trilogy, especially in the heavyweight division, especially right here, right now, dealing with the top two heavyweights in the world. We definitely want to see this rebound and run its course once again. We want to see that. Jermall Charlo, I can't say Jermall Charlo's had a history of hating on Deontay Wilder. I can't say that. I'm not going to go up here and make it a narrative and push a narrative that Jermall Charlo has been hating on Deontay Wilder. I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be fair to my audience, and it wouldn't be fair to myself to say that Jermall Charlo and the Charlo Brothers, Jermall, has had some negative to say each and every time. You know what I'm saying? That's just not the way I see it. 79 Boxing in the building. Salute WCS. King Mitch in the building. Come back. What up? Sir Senior, what's good? What's good? Everybody in the building. Salute. Appreciate you pulling up. I want to play this small audio clip of Jermall Charlo back in 2018 following Deontay's KO of Luis Ortiz. And being that this was one of Deontay Wilder's biggest bouts, because Luis Ortiz, people were saying how old he was and making excuses. But really at this time, they was hoping Deontay Wilder lose. They was really hoping that Luis Ortiz go in there for some reason. Being a Cuban-born fighter, a lot of people was pulling for Deontay Wilder. A lot of people was pulling for Luis Ortiz. Within this fight, 7th round, Deontay Wilder was buzzed, as he called it. He was hurt by Luis Ortiz. For 41 seconds, he took some bombs. When I tell you he took some bombs, y'all, he took some bombs. Look, I know for a fact Luis Ortiz was hitting Deontay Wilder harder than Fury. For a fact, those shots was harder than Tyson Fury was doing on February 22nd. But check this audio out of Jermall Charlo answering some questions, because the reason why I'm playing this, I'm hearing a lot of people believe that Jermall Charlo is hating. I'm not running with that narrative just because he's the one that's on the headlines for what he said about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Check this out.
No, Deontay Wilder is Deontay Wilder, one of the best heavyweights in history. He's going down in history. I believe that, but did you see any exposure on that? Did you? It's like you want me to say I see some shit. Don't ask me questions like that, because I'm gonna stop answering your questions and shit. Did you see it? No. He did great. He's a fucking champion. All right, then don't. I'm a boxer. Did you see what Deontay Wilder did tonight? What did you think of the fucking performance? I think he did a wonderful. All right, then. We're going to leave it at that. What you want me to say? He did bad? All right, then. Right, stop asking me and answer the question. You're going to ask me a question. Don't answer the question. What did you do? All right, don't answer the question.
See that right there? I like those Charlos when they on their shit like that, because they be checking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I like when Charlo keep that shit at Hondo. He turn up. He got that blowtorch on. You can't fuck with them, the Charlo Brothers, when they're like that, because they talking some real shit. I mean, this was only in 2018 after Luis Ortiz fight, and they was giving the champ credit, and he checked the reporter that was trying to say, well, do you think he was exposed? And Jermall said, don't ask me that open-ended question. The same thing. Don't ask me open-ended fucking questions. Don't ask me a question and answer it too. And he say, well, you an expert. No, I ain't an expert. I'm a boxer. So I appreciate what Jermall said right then. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him his props on that. Here's Deontay Wilder after Jermall Charlo lost his belt to Tony Harrison. Okay? They was fighting on the same card. Check it out.
It's okay to lose. Everybody thinking that you have to stay undefeated to be great, but that's a lie. Because all the greatest of all times, all of them, Foreman, Ali, Holmes, everybody you can name lost one time. You know what I'm saying? So a loss is a great thing. It can be a great thing. It all depends on what your mindset is. It can humble you and bring you back up. That's why you become a 2-time, 3-time, 4-time champion, and people remember it forever. A lot of times people want to see how people fall and get back up, because it's easy to stay on top. People always pray for your downfall to fall. But the main thing in life is to see how the fuck you get back up off the ground and do what you got to do. So that's going to be the biggest task, to see what happens when you fall and get back up. That's why, I'm not really worried about undefeated record. If I so happen to lose, then so be. Watch my come up. Watch how I dust myself off and get back up. So, man, blessing to all those guys, man. It's a hell of a fight.
Well, there you heard the champ. Deontay Wilder speaking on the fight night. He was in the building, to support. That's when Jermall and Jermall was on the fight card, the twins, the Charlo twins. And that's when Jermall lost his belt to Tony Harrison. Deontay Wilder wasn't hating on him. He wasn't saying no slick shit. He wasn't up there trying to give people the impression that he felt some type of way. No, man. He was basically giving some motivation. He was giving some inspiration, so to speak. Basically saying, O don't mean too much. You know what I'm saying? That's how you return. Some of the greats have lost in history, and that is absolutely correct. A lot of the greats have lost. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the greats have lost. A lot of people talk about Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Who's the first to do it? Okay, after the first to do it, how did that champion return? You know what I'm saying? How did the champion return once they take their first loss? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can go through their boxing career and can actually say they have one defeat. It's not a collective group of pugilists that competed in combat sports for a length of time. Let's just say 20 years to be exact. It's not many that can say they had one freaking loss and face the top competition. So recently, Jermall Charlo has come out and he was asked a question. And, he was asked a question about, the situation with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. What Deontay Wilder has been saying. And Jermall Charlo basically said Tyson Fury, he beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's boxers talking. So people ran with it because you still have a lot of people that's on the Deontay Wilder hate parade. They're what you call shadow archery masters. They sitting in the shadows with their bow and arrows and they waiting to shoot a motherfucking arrow out of the damn shade and then run back into the damn wood line. They were saying that off what Jermall Charlo said, right? Being that Jermall Charlo never fought in the heavyweight division, all right? Never fought for a heavyweight championship. Never fought a heavyweight period inside a professional sanctioning bout. People are running with the idea that he's saying Deontay Wilder lied. Now, one thing I'm knowing about this communication that we call English. It's one of the most misinterpreted or misconstrued languages that you can speak on because there's just so many ways to just chop it up with the perception. It's all about how you choose to interject it. You really have to pay attention to the words and see if you're being asked a question that's rhetorical or you being asked an open-ended question that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to basically saying, did Deontay Wilder tell the truth? Did Jermall Charlo say Tyson Fury punched his ass, punched his ass or beat his ass or whatever he said? When it comes down to people running with the narrative saying that now Deontay Wilder lied, where did one person, whether it be Jermall Charlo, where did he all of a sudden come the voice of the people for you all to run with it and say Jermall Charlo as a boxer, right? He said Tyson Fury. They said, "Do you believe in the glove gate?" Tyson Fury, and then Jermall Charlo responds like, he got his ass beat or whatever he said, right? People run with the narrative that he's saying he lied. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We all understand what a lie consists of, right? We understand from the truth from a lie. We all understand how that works. We can pretty much interpret and understand how English is given. Like, even though we understand that nonverbal communication is 65% and the rest is verbal communication, it still seems like what people hear should be a lot more clear and concise, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. Because you can say something to someone and it's totally just discombobulated as far as them receiving the way it's supposed to be. I don't know how this can be interpreted as a lie. Just one person who is not the voice of the people, who is a champion boxer, 2 division champion boxer, current middleweight champion. How can he say Deontay Wilder got his ass beat? And now people are running with the narrative that Deontay Wilder lied. Wow. He lied. Wow. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? How do we expect the promotions and where this sport is going to be credible if we're just going to take words? We're just going to take words off one person. There's not even 1% of the populace here in the U.S. Not even 1% in the populace as a nation. As a global consolidation. He's not even 1% of the populace. And people are now saying Deontay Wilder lied on everything. On everything, he lied. Just off Jermall Charlo, he lied. One boxer out of hundreds, out of thousands. Jermall Charlo says something that's controversial. And you get people that place a title in there. And now they say, hey, Deontay Wilder lied, man. Says who? Was he tried by jury? Was he tried by 12? What are we talking about this lie? What's the lie? What a defamation lawsuit at? Where we at with it? Just help me along. Where we at? Defamation lawsuit? Trial? Civil suit? Where we at? None of that, right? They just in arbitration to see, when this fight's going to happen for the trilogy. It's so disturbing. It's very disturbing, people. When you expect certain individuals to understand clear, undiluted English, which is our first language here, damn near Spanish is our first language now. It just comes to a point where people just want to take to this YTBC and put stuff out there. How can Deontay Wilder be lying on everything just because another boxer who might be feeling some type of way said that Tyson Fury beat his ass? He punched the shit out of Deontay. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't run with that and claim it as truth from one fighter. That's just like somebody asking him, well, hey, Jermall Charlo, do you think Jermall Charlo lost to Tony Harrison in the first fight? That's just like them asking me. And I'm saying, well, yeah, I thought he lost. And then they go up there and say, well, World Combat Sports say Jermall Charlo lost and got his ass beat by Tony Harrison the first fight. It's the exact same thing. Like I said, man, Tony outboxed him. It hits YTBC. World Combat Sports said that Jermall Charlo got his ass beat by Tony Harrison. It's the same thing right here with Deontay Wilder. This is coming such a debacle that we really need to focus on something else. I'm really focused on this arbitration concluding and then it coming up with a reasonable resolution so these fighters can get back in the ring. And of course, I want these fighters to get back in the ring at the same time. In the same place. Under the same lights. For the same title. That's what I want. I want to see a 3-time. I want them in there for a 3rd time so we can get this underway and we can be done with it. Mano a mano, face to face. Let's end all doubt. Let's get these 2 heavyweights in there and settle the score. That's what I want to see. Fuck all the other stuff. To my Deontay Wilder lied and all. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Y'all was up here crying and complaining and whining and bitching and telling me, what is he going? What's going on with him? He's not a good account of himself. He's so broken. He's clinically depressed. Man, come on, somebody go to his house and knock on his window. Has anybody seen any life or movement? All alone, I'm seeing this cat with his family. This out chilling, doing what he do. His people say he good. Not one time did I hear anything from his people that Deontay Wilder was laid up, motherfucker on medication, goddamn drooling out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh my God, I'm never gonna box again. I'm done with that shit. I've never seen a video. I never heard anyone speak on that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I never heard that shit in my life since he lost. Absolutely not. I don't know why most of you are concerned to come up with this narrative that he lied. Let's just say, for instance, a scenario. Why are certain people mad that he said what he said? Because I ask this question all the time. Why are you mad? You got what you wanted. For those of you that was the naysayers and Deontay Wilder haters, you got what you wanted, right? You had a U.S. heavyweight champion, king of the heavyweight division. You know how many times he defended his title, how long he reigned, right? You know he was the damn. He still is the hardest hitter in the freaking boxing. You know what it was, right? All the hate and discontent. So when you get what you want, you get the one on his record. You get the one defeat. And you've been talking all this shit. He should fire his team and everything. You've been saying this shit forever. He should fire his team. He boxed like shit. But Mark Breland was on his team. So Mark Breland gets fired along with an alleged, taint of the water that Deontay mentioned, which is public record, right? Now, all of a sudden, y'all can't make up your mind. You want to come up here and say, oh my God, somebody reach out and do this. Mark Breland. That's between him and Mark Breland. Who am I to sit up here and say I saw it? I didn't see it. I wasn't at the fight. I didn't see shit in the water. And then you have people up here, zooming in, making videos of a piece of gauze that was on the mat. Like somebody's gonna be carrying, like they try to imply that it was a bag of heroin. A bag of heroin rolling around. When have you seen a bag of heroin rolling around on any flat surface? It is absolutely comedic. The Kickoff 2021 speaking about this. Seriously. Either y'all gonna support the champ and his return or leave him the fuck alone. If you don't care about what's going on in his life, leave him the fuck alone. Stop bringing up shit, talking about he lied from somebody like Jermall Charlo, who's just another fighter. Listen what Jermall Charlo said when the reporter, he said, you're an expert, right? He said, no, I ain't an expert. I'm a boxer. So therefore, since I like giving comparison, that should prove to anyone and everyone that he just told you he's not an expert. So he's giving you or providing you with an opinion. He's just providing you with an opinion. His opinion is that Tyson Fury punched his ass. So outside of the question, his response was that Tyson Fury punched the shit out of Deontay Wilder, excluding the fact that there was potential glove gate type of situation or cheating that occurred on that night. That's all the speculation is. That's all the interpretation is. That's it. He answered outside of directly saying Tyson Fury didn't cheat, but he came around and said something like Tyson Fury punched the shit out of him, which was that individual ran back and everybody else ran back and tried to say Deontay Wilder lied. Ooh, wow. Okay. What we do now? The hate is unfucking believable. I have to be totally honest with it. The hate for Deontay Wilder is absolutely, seriously. People misunderstand what hate is. Hate is when you just don't want to see any good happen with anybody. Y'all don't want this man to come out this situation, even though he hasn't been sued or a defamation lawsuit filed. Y'all don't want this man to come out and get this trilogy because you want to see the UK and the Tyson Fury fight. that they're saying is going to be a cool $200 million fight, right? And I've been the one to say, if Eddie Hearn has anything to do with it, he will always bloviate the numbers. Always. If it's Eddie Hearn, he will always bloviate the numbers to get the fans to tune in. It's a $200 million fight. I tell you, it will be something that we remember for the ages in the boxing history. I invite everybody to tune in. You have two of the best heavyweight champions in the world, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, an all UK boxing affair. Don't you miss it. I mean, people are waiting for all the promotion to happen. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua comes up there like a mannequin out of Macy's that know how to move his arm and legs on his own. Nothing short of a motherfucking robot. And Tyson Fury being who he is, a shit talker, a cheater. And you know, they love to put the camera in front of his face and hear his goddamn voice that sound like his trachea. They retrieved that shit from a trash compactor, put it back together, and rehabilitated and taught Tyson Fury how to speak English again. Well, I'll tell you, when I was doing I'll tell you, the 3 years that I was up here doing that. I know I sound like I'm on a ventilator, but you know what I'm saying? God damn. Like, people love to put the microphone in front of Tyson Fury. They love it. This guy can tell somebody anything and everything, come back with a mental illness story, and people buy the shit out of it. But Deontay Wilder loses his title, and he says what he says in the aftermath, and people don't, you know, some of these people don't believe none of it. None of it. Anthony Joshua loses to Andy Ruiz, and it comes out that they saying he's knocked out by Joey DeWeco in sparring. People ran with it. Oh, Anthony Joshua, he wasn't absolutely healthy. He was a man living with a knockout, a possible concussion. Therefore, he wasn't fit to be in the ring with Andy Ruiz. Therefore, we can omit this loss because Anthony Joshua was a man who was suffering from a minimal brain injury. He wasn't himself. He wasn't 100%. He's still the best heavyweight there is. He shall return. I mean, I didn't hear people vilifying Anthony Joshua when he lost to Andy Ruiz. He quit. He got his ass beat. He got his motherfucking ass beat and he quit. Now you tell me what's the difference between a towel being thrown in and quitting? Towel, quitting. Towel, quitting, towel. What's the difference? The scales are balanced different when it comes to people just recognizing what happened. Quitting is much more severe than a towel coming in from opposite of the individual that's in the ring fighting that caused the fight to be stopped. Anthony Joshua caused the fight to be stopped. Deontay Wilder, his corner, threw in a towel for the fight to be stopped. So people can say, you know, Tyson Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder, but the one thing about it, the pleasure is not there. You know what I'm saying? The entire pleasure of it all is not there because the towel was thrown in. 79 Boxing still was on stage, steady legs. It's clear that Wilder wasn't right. He wasn't right. He wasn't right. Real talk. He wasn't. Mitch, we'll see if Wilder's reacted to the BS. Jermall Charlo wasn't on some hating shit. That was his opinion on the fight. I agree. Like I said, I don't see, you know, what Jermall said was on some hating shit. You know what I'm saying? I just can't take that off what he said in the past. And then also Deontay Wilder, he hasn't really shown no animus towards the Charlo brother. He's been pretty clear. You know, he's been a straight line type individual and always speak with spirit and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? To build the people up. Dion Washington in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? What's good? But it comes down to what's being the narrative that's being tossed in the wheelbarrow. Motherfuckers taking that shit to a field and trying to sow that motherfucker. They want that shit to grow quick. Spread this shit all around out here, cover it up, water it down so this shit can grow. Yeah, this is the YTBC garden. We need to keep it healthy with rumors. That's what we need to do. We want this shit is all year round, healthy with rumor mill type shit that's nutritional to the gullible ears that are listening in and taking it for what it is. Garbage. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like junk food. You know, out here in this YTBC community, they grow junk food a lot. It's a lot of channels out here that's doing it the right way. And then there's a lot of junk food out here. It's a lot of vending machines, man. Real talk. There's a lot of motherfucking vending machines out here. Can I get 2 ho-hos? Give me that Twinkie. Can I have that warmed up, please? And let me see what else we got. What else we got over here? I mean, it's just so much out there. A bag of Funyuns, please, with some hot sauce packets. You know, I mean, it's so much shit out here that all you have to do is put anything and everything out here, especially when it deals with a top tier name like Deontay Wilder. I've said plenty of times before, man. Deontay Wilder in this era for me, he was my Muhammad Ali. Why? One, he was a U.S. heavyweight champion, who reigned several defenses over. And he also was a people's champion too. There's a lot of things he did outside the ring that people don't know about. He was approachable outside the ring. I just never heard of him not defending his title and leaving the sport. I never heard somebody saying Deontay Wilder's a cheater. But right at this point in time, I'm hearing Deontay Wilder's a liar. And you know who's going the heaviest? I mean, I really can't say. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to leave that alone. I know the people that was going the heaviest when he was undefeated was a lot of my people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my people. Just like Floyd say. I suffered a lot of hate from my own people. A lot of hate. I remember a lot of black people was giving Deontay Wilder hate. And this man was trying to build up the people and bring back the African theme and goddamn rise as a king. And then motherfuckers, you ain't no king. What the fuck you doing? You ain't no king. You ain't. Well, check this out then. Why y'all trying to act like it's so many kings on YTBC leading y'all into a fucking brick wall with your hands behind your back? Ouch. God damn it. What's my dental percentage? Oh, 3%? God damn it. I mean, why are we seeing this shit out here? Like, they totally shut it down. Why he coming back with African garb? That's exactly why the Africans treat Black Americans like shit. Because we have individuals that's on a higher platform, that's in the heat of combat, and he's trying to win his people over. And he wears some African garb. You know what I'm saying? To represent the African nation. And these people are like, oh, look how stupid he look. He wearing the African garb and everything. He ain't no king. He ain't this. He ain't that. People making fun of it. It's just unfortunate, man. Because when his name come up in the highlight reels when he's out the sport, people are not going to be talking about what Jermall Charlo said. People may, whisper and talk in sidebar conversations about the situation he had with Tyson Fury. But let it be known, though, he goes back in here if he has the opportunity to fight Tyson Fury and he gets his belt back. I wonder how many of y'all out there are going to be kissing his ass. That's what I want to know. How many of y'all are going to be kissing his black ass? I'm just curious. Because he would have taken a loss and then earned his belt back. He would have taken a loss and earned his belt back. Those of you that was wishing for his downfall, for him to lose his belt, happened. Now that the question's been asked about his last fight, which is coming up on a year, you know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo says what he said. I really don't truly believe he was hating, but I believe it was kind of in a way that he wasn't helping the situation for people to understand that Deontay Wilder himself believes it was cheating involved. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's been in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And being a boxer, you can't say being a boxer in one sentence. They pretty much understand how boxing's supposed to go. You're not going to pick up power like that just because you switch trainers. You had cats on here talking about what he got with Sugar Hill and taught him how to turn his punches over. So turning your punches over, really, at this stage in your life is going to bring you that tremendous that you're looking for, that sting. Sugar Hill's going to bring that. So if that's the case, why don't Sugar Hill has fighters across the board that's coming back and knocking dudes out? Why don't he have world champions lined up across in that Crunk gym? Why don't he? If that's the formula, if that's the antidote, why hasn't it resonated across the board? That's a simple answer. I mean, it's a simple question that needs to answer. Why aren't you able to duplicate that with fighters in different weight classes? If that's the case, you will have fighters waiting outside your gym around the corner so you can teach them what you taught Tyson Fury if it was legitimate. Andrew Charles in the building. What's good? Yeah, for sure. For sure, sir. I will. For sure. That's my only concern. You know what I'm saying? How could you run with the narrative? Because Jermall Charlo said Tyson Fury punched the shit out of Deontay Wilder. So if you're saying he punched the shit out of Deontay Wilder and you wasn't in the ring and you never fought at that weight, but you have been in his fights, you have been in his fight for, right? If you made that statement, why are people that's considered to be reputable sources, have all these subscribers to their channel? Why would they sit up here and push a narrative and now saying that Deontay Wilder lied? I try not to ever put titles out here with motherfucking clickbait. You know what I'm saying? That shit is clickbait. Shit that you click on and you're just like, well, how do I take that? Like, I don't like putting shit up here. Like, look at my thumbnail. He lied. If I would have put Deontay Wilder lied, no question mark, no nothing, it would have brought more people in because they think in World Combat Sports saying Deontay Wilder lied. I don't play games like that. I'm not going to put descriptions up here so people can tune in as if now I'm going against Deontay Wilder and saying he lied. But I just don't understand why it's so easy for people to want him to speak on what happened. You want him to speak. He speaks. He hits the mic. He provides a statement. He speaks. He provided an interview for 78. People took the bits and pieces on what they wanted from that interview, and then they complain. Why did Deontay talk to the YTBC community? That's their main purpose, the main hate. Why he spoke to the YTBC? Why he spoke to them? What does it matter? Because y'all was talking about he need to speak. He's clinically depressed. Now he speaks. You call him a liar and say Tyson Fury did not do anything wrong. It was a perfect night. He should stop complaining. He said his suit was too heavy. He had too much going on that night. Blah blah, and the rest of it. He had JD's had heroin dripping out his motherfucking pockets, and people saw that shit rolling around like a goddamn bag of marbles. Man, it was just a whole lot of circus type damn media going on here. Look at this. Put a red circle around it. That's what it was. JD's was the one. He has heroin that's able to roll around the canvas. It must have been that shelf heroin that's been in the cabinet for a long time. That shit is just hard, stiff. I don't know what it was, but they was trying to say in between time, JD's was in between, goddamn trying to damn put shit in the top of the damn water bottle and shit. He was the one. You saw how they try to switch that shit up. Just because Deontay Wilder blamed Mark Breland, they try to take the darkness of the accusation off Mark Breland to now put it on JD's. The reason why they wanted to be on JD's because he's been there since day one. You know what I'm saying? He's been there since day one. It was bullshit, dog. Mississippi King said Wilder's the realest heavyweight champion in the era period. I believe that Mississippi King, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Like I said, you know, when it comes down to me and Wilder, I've seen him several occasions, man. You know, the guys, you know, he does what he does for his people. He speaks. I know the community, the boxing community, these same individuals, a lot of them that are hating and saying what they're saying, they will want him to give a bomb squad for their camera. They want to have that bomb squad. Like I can actually say myself, hey, shout out to Deontay Wilder and his family and all that, but I got me 3 to this day. Hey, like I said, I can retire today from media and be just fine. For real, I ain't gonna lie. You know, interview James Toney, Roy Jones, you know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder, man, I'm straight. Deontay Wilder told me to this day in 2 different locations twice. You know what I'm saying? To my face to this day. I mean, I could retire and be happy that I talked to the best heavyweight champion of this era. I can be satisfied. I'm cool. If you don't respect that, you know, it's funny. We should have the YTBC. We should have a freaking a cap force. How you put a special cap force that's out there to go around and hold these YTBC channels accountable for, you know, the algorithm that they have been putting out on certain boxers. So we should have certain squads that go after these fights and see if some of these individuals that's online talking all this shit, they actually out here trying to interview the fighters that they talking shit about. Not just any shit. I'm talking about just dogging them out. You know, just being malice. That's what I'm saying. TJ Sports, what's good? Knuckles, peace, combat sports, peace to the chat. Salute to you. Everybody's pulling up. What's good? Wilder haters have the best ears in the world, for real. They have Wilder haters have such great antennas. And even with antennas that's supposed to be used for reception, what comes in to them is absolutely deciphered different than what it is. You know what I'm saying? You could tell them that Wilder is 42-1. When it comes into their ears, they're going to say, Wilder is 42 and done. Right? That's what they said, right? He's 42 and done. He's out of the sport. He's about to retire. That's what they said. He's about to retire, right? He's 42 and done. Wow. I can't believe Tyson Fury made him quit. He made him quit the sport. Wow. Serious. That's what they were here. Deontay Wilder, 42-1. Did you say he was 42 and done? Man, I got to jump on my YouTube account. Put that thumbnail up real quick. Deontay Wilder is 42 and done. Damn. I never thought I'd hear the day. Unbelievable. But that's what we have to deal with, man. Like, it's too many haters on here that's running with this Charlo narrative, and you should really calm down about it. You know what I'm saying? Charlo said what he said, and like I said, I don't look at it as being extremely intentional to speak down on somebody or deprecate that man in the media. But I will say this, like them, the Charlo brothers, they done said some shit all over. Like at one point in time, these Charlo brothers, especially Jermall, that they was disrespectful For no reason they was turned up. I seen it in person. I seen this shit. Like Jermall Charlo, primarily, he turned the fuck up. He used to. We seen it. Well, he wasn't the one to say anything. It was goddamn, his brother, and it is what it is, man. I still look forward to see what's going to come about on this heavyweight fight. That's all I want to know. I want to know what the arbitration is going to conclude, what their decision. I really want to know what we're looking at as far as a fight. A fight has to happen sometime soon. I would be disappointed if Deontay Wilder only fought once this year. I really want to see him fight twice. And that first fight, definitely to shut out that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua bullshit. I really want to see him go in there and fight for his title, to get his title back, and move on. To be honest, what I really want to see happen outside of him getting his title back, I want him to go over there and knock Joshua the fuck out so we can just put this to rest. But we know if Deontay Wilder is able to go over there and fight Anthony Joshua for the unified titles, there's going to be so many stipulations. He's going to be dropping belts like a pocket full of nickels. Joshua's going to come down with COVID-20. He's going to say, I cannot face Alexander Usyk. I have to drop the WBO title. I cannot face my IBF mandatory. I have to drop the title. I'll be out the sport for quite some time. He'll do anything and everything not to fight Deontay Wilder for all the titles. Because he believed if he fight Tyson Fury to UK for the undisputed titles, the history of it will sit well in their boxing annals over there across the pond. It would sit much better for them to have a bout like that between Tyson Fury, who they didn't care nothing about, and Anthony Joshua. Okay. Also, peep this shit. Tyson Fury doesn't have a UK boxing license right now. UCAD was on that ass. So you understand UCAD, he still has to go through that process if they are to fight in Wembley Stadium. But if not, they'll fight over there in the desert, in the sands of Saudi. Of course, those guys over there have deep pockets, very, very deep. I'm talking about super deep pockets. So they're going to get paid very well if that fight is in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be real nice. But I don't foresee Tyson Fury getting his UK license back. I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearns, as much as I clown Eddie Hearns a lot, he is an OG in the game. I'm telling you, his daddy, Barry Hearns, has been in the game for a while. Eddie Hearns, he does what Eddie Hearns does. But make no mistake about it, he's full of shit a lot of times too. Real talk. When I seen some of these YouTube constituents over there, and they was having an interview for Eddie Hearns. Oh, they were so respectful. These are the same cats that'll sit up here and dog out their own people. It don't matter what race you are. They're talking shit. But they get in front of Eddie Hearns and say, Mr. Hearns, Sir Eddie Hearns, Sir Hearns, it's nice to meet you for the first time. When you say, you know what I mean? What you been up to? You look good in person. Much taller than I initially thought. Do you have your heavyweight champion with you? The golden boy. Is he here? You serious? He here? He's around the corner. Do you mind? Sir Hearns, is there any way you can just take me around the corner just so I can get a quick snippet with my lens? I want to make to one. I want to meet the bloody champion. He's the best. I want to meet Anthony. Come on, Sir Eddie. Please. My people would just enjoy this. They were relishing the moment there, Eddie. Please. Man, come on now. Seriously, I saw that shit. It's just a grin came over my face. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers going over there calling Eddie Sir Eddie. But yeah, get up here and behind the mic and be trying to talk all the slang you heard from yesterday in the hood, today, back then, shit you trying to create. Yeah, they was just crazy, man. They called the man Sir Eddie Hearns. Sir. You tell me, boxing fans, when it comes down to it, I want in my opinion, I really, really, truly want to see a heavyweight fight that is beneficial to the boxing fans. And if I'm talking about it, absolutely, I want to see Wilder Fury 3. I do not want to see Fury Joshua across country getting all that money and somebody take a dive. Because I'm going to tell you how this is going to play out. Joshua's going to win. He's not going to win because he's the better fighter. He's going to win because he's more accepted over there in the UK. And if Joshua has all the belts, it allows for the man himself, Eddie Hearns, to have all the glory. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, that's going to be pretty much contradicting because you have Frank Warren. But Frank Warren knows and understands what's going on. Warren's going to get some big money out of this if it goes down like that. But if Joshua is to become the undisputed champion, the UK will have all the belts and they can make all the moves. It's going to be a depression for a little bit. It is. You know why I say that? Because Anthony Joshua is still young. So he's going to fight some ragu cans. You know what I'm saying? He's going to fight some double mint twins. You know, seriously, he's going to fight some old gym shoes. He's going to try to boost that record up and keep those titles and make as much money as possible before he comes off of them. If it plays out like that, that's just the way I think. I don't see Tyson Fury not cashing out and going about his business because I truly believe Tyson Fury would lead the sport, get strung back out on drugs, be gone for about 4 years, come back when there's a super heavyweight division. He's going to come in about, 525 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm not joking. If you think Tyson Fury clean, he's going to be clean up? No. But anyway, I truly believe he's going to lose and Anthony Joshua is going to pick up the belts. And Eddie Hearns is going to try his best to deposit as much boxing cash into the damn UK scene as possible. They're going to do all the promo. They're going to take all the pictures with the belts. It's going to be a success. I'm not going to lie to you. If they're able to pull this shit off, that's what's going to happen. Tyson Fury's not picking up those belts. Unless somebody over here in the US have power, because it'll be good for Tyson Fury to get the belts and come back over here and fight Deontay Wilder if this fight doesn't happen. It'll be great. But me being me, I don't think it's selfish. I really want to see the Wilder Fury fight first. And I want Joshua to have to come see Deontay Wilder because I truly believe Deontay can stop Anthony Joshua in 3 to 4 rounds. Seriously, I do believe Anthony Joshua gets the Dominique Brazil itis. He gets that quick itis that puts you straight to sleep. He get that Advil, that first round Advil with goddamn some crushed Ambien and a shot of Hennessy. And you're going right to sleep on the canvas. Fury, are you okay, man? The bloody bloke knocked you clean out. He did it in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That was much faster than Dominic Brazil. Shit, what the fuck? Lawrence Williams, what's good? Keyshawn Davis signed with Matchroom Pro debut and Canelo undercard. Yep, for sure. Appreciate that info, man. Shout out to Lawrence Williams. Keyshawn Davis was let go by the USA boxing team. I actually talked to the coach, and he will be turning professional, having his debut, like Lawrence just put out there on the Canelo undercard. So When I put the shit up there, I heard people like, oh, they just putting black boxers out here and defaming them. I haven't seen anything about it. You have to understand he's an amateur. He's an amateur who violated policy. And I didn't even put anything out there about it. But I did talk to a coach. That's fact. And I did know he was fighting next month. And I give Lawrence his credit. He did drop that info in the inbox to me. I don't understand how they said the contract expired, but they offered Wilder step aside money. Because when it came down to the contractual agreement, Bob Arum was basically trying to imply that the COVID-19 delay didn't matter. It was an ongoing running of the clock that they were supposed to fight by this such and such time. So in court, they're going to look at that as, could you all have fought? The magnitude of this fight, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the court is going to look at this. Could they have fought? So in one breath, Bob Arum is saying that it expired. He want to push it so it can expire because he has Tyson Fury. On the other hand, he's been the one up here saying that fight, with so-and-so can't happen without a gate. We're talking about Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. So it's very contradicting not to give the people both sides of the story. There's no way that fight could have happened without a live gate. And even audios came out that Tyson Fury and Frank Warren was up there saying that they didn't want to fight without a live gate. They basically ducked the fight because they was trying to make the most money possible. That's what I'm saying, man. Tyson Fury, if he does get this Joshua fight, he's cashing out. Tyson Fury would get knocked down and probably stop late on in the fight. Anthony Joshua's going to win all the belts. But when it comes to this shit right here, when it comes to this contractual agreement, the court's just looking like, hey, it was a pandemic now. What were they supposed to do? Was it a venue set up? What was the venue? Because if the venue was shut down and it wasn't it's a lot of variables that plays into the venue was right. What were they going to fight? Come on, man. You just can't say we was in COVID-19 shutdown and we still could have fought. So the contract is none and void. And we're going on and a 2-fight agreement has been made between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. No, we don't want to hear that shit. Sound mind. And those who are over the court of law understands this is bullshit. So therefore, caveating to Mr. Knuckles is the fact that it was rumor mill out there that they was offering Deontay Wilder 32 Mick. 32 Mike India Lima. That's millions, right? So that was the word that was out there, 32 mil, which is a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That's half of 100 mil. They saying that both fighters potentially get close to 100 million for fighting. That's Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. But what I want you all to respect, the audience, what I want you to respect about Deontay is the fact that you have to understand one thing. For somebody to be accused of getting their ass whooped, right? And not having a positive attitude about it, making up excuses. If I was in a person's shoes, I cannot do that because I never do it. But if somebody else was there and they really showed their hand that they didn't want to be in a fight, that they wanted to quit, why would they try so hard to go back in the ring and get their ass whooped again? That's just like with high-level elite competitors. That's just like perfect example, Usain Bolt. Watching Usain Bolt break these records, unfucking believable, right? And then he got to a point where, he was getting a little older. He wasn't in training the way he should be. And he came out there and was beat, and he had some little rivalries there. He had Justin Gatlin. You know what I'm saying? Justin Gatlin, man, who was suspended from the sport and all this for drugs, came back and been getting in it. But he felt at that time it was time to retire because he didn't have it no more. But for Deontay Wilder, if he truly feels that he didn't have it that night against Tyson Fury, physically, I'm talking about if he felt like it was natural, why fight and waste your fucking time in the court to return and split the ropes to fight someone who defeated you and knocked you down twice? If you don't believe in yourself to go back in there and get the shit done. Oh, I know what it is. I got it. You're saying that he's going to get money. He's going to get paid. Oh, okay. Let's just say you use that narrative. He's going to get paid. He's already paid. Deontay Wilder's already paid. But why would you want to push the entire 2020 to take this to arbitration, to try to have this fight, enact your rematch clause now, enact it a day after on the 23rd, because you have 30 days after your fight date, the very next day, within that 30-day period, he said he was going to indeed enact his rematch clause. The pandemic hit and the fight was delayed, and it's still delayed, and they're actively in court. It's funny how I said this is Josh Graham, who really doesn't listen well. I want to invest in him to get a tutor. When I said this on somebody's platform, and he's a Deontay Wilder hater for sure, he was telling me they're not in court. And I say, they're absolutely in court. You need to do more reading. No, you're not in court. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is about to fight real soon. And that was last year. And they still haven't fought. Tyson Fury is about to fight this guy at the beginning of December, and then he's going on to fight Anthony Joshua. It's over for Wilder. And he's a brother, just a hater. If you're listening, straight up, bona fide, legitimate hater. If I had an Oscar to make specifically for you, I would send it to you right now, because you deserve that Wilder hater Oscar award. Mississippi King said, let me see. On the sign, they said the contract expired. Mississippi King said the boxing organization is against Deontay Wilder. They don't like him pushing the black narrative to this day. Well, listen, there's a lot that they don't respect about him. He can say to this day, and he goddamn trademarked that shit. What a smart man. What a smart man. Deontay Wilder trademark and put it on his shirts in this store. Bravo. Bravo. You know what I'm saying? Bravo. Real talk. Bravo, bravo, bravo. And it has to be shown.
Hey, what you got to say there, champ? Yeah, man. What's up, Black? Hey, Deontay, what you got to say? What you got to say?
I'm done. That's all I needed. Shout out to the champ. That's all I needed every time. Look, when somebody give you to this day 3 times and you break out and smile, hey, that's all I got to say. I'm done. I can retire. Again, the champ gave me 3 to this days after he got demolished, detonated the right hand on Dominique Brazil. Wow. I thought we was receiving incoming. I'm serious, man. Y'all can say what you want, but I appreciate that, because we do have the mannerism to discard, to ignore people. We do, man. But damn, the heavyweight champ, man, the best of this era, man, Deontay Wilder. I was able to get I was able to get till this day right there with him leaving the ring, and also in fight camp when I did the interview. That means a lot. That's why I want him to go in there and whoop Fury's ass, man. Go beat his ass, dog. Go do him dirty. I want Deontay Wilder. He has 12 rounds to do Tyson Fury dirty, y'all. Dirty. I want him to do him dirty. Dirty, y'all. You come down here, you bumble clot. Do him dirty. I want to do that Jamaican dirty. The dirty. I want him to do him that dirty. Come down here talking that. You get your ass fucked up around here in the bumble clot. I want him to do him Jamaican dirty. For real. I want Tyson Fury to become a weed connoisseur after this fight to relieve the pain. I want him to goddamn call Mike up and say, Mike Tyson, hey, let me know, how do I start a marijuana plantation, a dispensary like you do? I'm done. I took my 75 million and I'm fucking done. Anthony Joshua is what it is. You know, I couldn't fucking get to him. That Deontay Wilder knocked the shit out of me. That's some good shit, man. One last thing. No, that's right.
Hey, what you got to say there, champ? Yeah, man. What's up, black? Hey, Deontay, what you got to say? What you got to say?
I don't know what you've been told. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. It's a good day. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day. D, what's good? D says Fury has never punched the shit out of anybody. For real. So D, I ask you this. You know what I'm saying? Why people are calling on Sugar Hill as if he is the savior. He is an angel from the boxing heavens. You know what I'm saying? He is somehow sorted from the idolatry of combat sports to come in here and change, absolutely change Tyson Fury, physical dynamics. Somehow, some way, Sugar Hill was able to come in here and reconstruct Tyson Fury's physical dynamics, allow him to punch harder than he ever has in his boxing career. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Lakers 104, 76, 105. Appreciate you. Because I'm definitely going for the Lakers. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going for the Lakers for sure. Man, goddamn it, somebody take control of the game, man. Somebody take care of the damn game. 21 Strong say salute WCS. What's good? What's good to you? Salute to you. And that's where we at with it, fellas. And I'm gonna hold y'all right there because we have to wait till all this play out. We have to see what's coming next down the pipe from this arbitration. We need to come to a conclusion and move the fuck on in this boxing. We have to come to a conclusion, move the fuck on in this boxing. For real. I'm just gonna touch on some snippets of some fights that's coming up that a lot of people are talking about. Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker. They supposed to be stepping in the square March 20th. I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight because even though Maurice Hooker was stopped at 140, he's now contending at 47, right? Some people are saying he's at the backslide of his career almost. He's chinny. Virgil Ortiz goes in here and looks great. If he does it better than Jose Ramirez, a lot of people is going to be talking, even if it's Maurice Hooker, because Maurice Hooker still has somewhat that Danny Garcia, Wall Street. He has some Wall Street to his name still. He does. He has some Wall Street to his name, and the hype behind Virgil Ortiz is for real. Seriously, it's for real, and it's only a matter of time before Ortiz gets that big fight. This is not the big fight, but this is also a fight that will move him in an elevation to get more looks. You know what I'm saying? Especially, for what I'm hearing, Virgil Ortiz is getting better, and he's going to go in there and put on the show. A lot of people are expecting Maurice Hooker to get stopped. Adrian Broner. I'm going to give you an amazing scenario with what I would like to see on Adrian Broner. This is real. Let me first start off about this boxing game. I spoke to you a couple of days, and I'm telling you, don't say I didn't give you the proper accommodations to pretty much change your monetary lifestyle later on. Those of you young cats, because I'm not going to be around when it all take place. I'm going to be gone. I'm gonna be motherfucking in the hospice care. Be like, water, please, water, and somebody get me some cream of grits, please, and turn on the TV. I just want to watch some boxing. You all will be here already, but I basically was talking about Triller, right? So boxing is going in this amazing change of events, right? It seems like the inner core of the vortex is now widening, and certain debris that's been twirling around in that black hole is now coming out. Now, it seems like you may not understand what I'm talking about, but just listen to what I'm saying. Boxing has been a vortex for a long fucking time. It's been doing what the fuck it want to do. Now it's widening. A lot of different type of shit we ain't never seen before is going on before our eyes. Seriously, a lot of shit that we ain't seen in this era is happening right before our eyes that we didn't think would happen. Boxing is coming a whirlpool of misunderstanding, a whirlpool of unfortunate circumstance. Boxing has become so wild and sporadic that you should treat it as the jungle it is, not just from the competitors competing in the full contact sport, but you should consider it and tread on it very cautiously. And this is what I mean. If you go to a jungle, you're not going to just hop your ass out of the car and say, let's go on a goddamn safari walk. And it's motherfucking wild lions, motherfucking hyenas, kangaroo out that bitch. It's just damn animals out there that'll fuck you up. They're predators. Wild dogs. You're not going to go out there and have a cameraman. Oh, look at that. His mane, he hasn't fully grown out yet. So he's not a full-grown lion. Let me go up and pet it. No, it's not going to happen like that. Boxing is a fucking jungle. So what is happening in this jungle right now? You have fights. You have, first of all, let me back up. You have fragmented structural routines that are absolutely being violated right now. The standard operating procedure for boxers is absolutely fragmented right now because we're supposed to have individuals within sanctioning bodies fight one another. And the only name that's on my mind right now, well, two, but the only name that's on my name right now that's not being held accountable to what his responsibility is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is basically convincing the boxing public right now that the sport is changing. It's changing. The sporadicness of boxing is absolutely changing with the Triller shit, with a YouTuber, with them being provided exhibition bouts and getting paid more than boxers with the same record. And they have no amateur pedigree and they're young. The game is changing in boxing is because Ryan Garcia can just about, with the good graces of the network, he can potentially go and abort the lightweight division and fight an exhibition bout where a loss is not going to affect his record. Now, I look at this and say, but it's fucked up. But I can't say I've never seen it in boxing. Vasyl Lomachenko has more fights than actually depicted on his record. But they allowed the man to fight in this damn tournament and say that as long as it didn't reflect on his record. So he could have lost. It wouldn't reflect on his record. So I use that in comparison to bleed over to this. That Ryan Garcia is about to go over here and make some pretty damn good money. And it's for free. What does free mean? Free is the penalty that your record will be marked if you take a loss. What if Ryan Garcia goes in there and get knocked the fuck out? It still doesn't go on his record. It still doesn't hinder him except somewhat of his value. He's still the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? He still goes and gets the fight. Manny loses. It's an exhibition. It's not going on his record. So it's a win-win situation for both fighters to go in there and put on an exhibition bout and make millions. Does it fuck me up? Yeah. But then I'm looking at the boxers who I was talking to, like I mentioned the other day, and I'm asking them about this shit. And they say, man, they want to get their bag, get their bag. I don't agree with it because we really, as boxing fans, want to see some of the best fight the best, and we ain't getting that. That's where I'm at with this. It's absolutely fucked up. It's only a matter of time before people are tuned in to Triller and looking at Jake Paul and their undercards and looking into freaking the performance of artists. And it's and boxing's, man, I'm talking about, it's in a hot air balloon, y'all. It's every fucking where. Like, just say you walked out with all these balloons in your hand, you let them go, you don't know where the fuck they at. You just know they're somewhere up there. I don't know where the fuck they at. Boxing is everywhere right now. We don't know what's going on with boxing. We don't know who Canelo is going to fight after Abner Yildirim. You know, we would want him to fight some of the big dogs over there at 168 pounds, like Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez. I hope he's not frozen out, but I would definitely like to see these two Mexicans fight because David Benavidez was a former WBC champion, and I think he truly deserves the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez if he's trying to unify the division. I'm not going to lie. I'll be somewhat irked if Canelo Alvarez goes up there and fight Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Sanders and don't give David Benavidez any type of attention whatsoever. It'll be fucked up. It'll be absolutely fucked up. And you know, the division of the hour, really, the division that's on the cover of this book, this new era book, this evolutionized boxing cover, the division of disappointment and disdain and heartache, I'm going to tell you, is the welterweight division. I don't know what in the fuck Manny Pacquiao is doing. I don't know. But I know for sure somebody should have got that belt off of him and allowed any one of them champions to fight for it. But he's about to so-called fight Ryan Garcia, and we're headed to February real soon. He's about to fight motherfucking Ryan Garcia. I like that's so fucked up. Ryan Garcia should stay his Ryan line ass down in 135 and fight his mandatory. Fuck everything else you heard. You fucking lied to us, and that's fucked up. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, what the fuck is going on? I don't get it. I'll leave Jermall Charlo alone because he good. He's going to get that fight. He good. You can't fade Jermall Charlo right now. He good. Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor. I'm waiting. Jameer Herring, Carl Frampton, we waiting. Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez, we waiting. And then also, Naoya Inoue, isn't he supposed to be fighting John Casimiro at bantamweight? I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that right there, shawty. I am waiting. I should be waiting. I'm waiting for Shakur Stevens to see what he was going to do. Is he going to go the WBC or the WBO route? It's out there for sure. Man, I'm telling you, listen, this Joe Joyce fight, Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce for the interim, I really hope it happens. And I really hope Joe Joyce goes in there and goddamn give Alexander Usyk that absentee list. You know what I'm saying? I really put him on an absentee list. Knock his ass cool smoke out. Knock him out. Stay active with that jab. Get him swole nice like you did Dubois. And then get him up out of there. That's what I want to see with Joe Joyce. Inoue fighting IBF mandatory Michael Dasmarinas in April. Casimiro and Rigo is in the works. And see, that's how fucked up boxing is. You know. And you know, Lawrence, I'm gonna double check my shit. Yeah, you know I'm gonna double check my shit. I'm gonna make some phone calls too. But the only thing I'm pissed about with that, Lawrence, is the fact that they allowed Rigo to come down there. His first fight, the bantamweight, pick up a title by defeating Solis, I think. Soberless or soulless, and now you trying to tell me he's about to step in there with John Casimiro? Man, that's crazy, man. I mean, Monster has been sitting with titles, and now he's gonna fight. Oh man, Gary Russell Jr. is going to do. That's a good damn question. What Gary Russell is going to do? I have heard rumor mills about what he's going to do, and Gary Russell at 130 right now to be tremendous. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What Gary Russell right now is doing right now, for sure, Lawrence, for sure. I want him to step at the 130, 135 pound division. To be honest, the hottest division for him to go to right now, in my opinion, for his dog, for his boxing skills, his dog, 135. I wouldn't even mind seeing Gary Russell Jr. fight Javier Fortuna. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Lomachenko again, first and foremost, in that rematch. I wouldn't mind him seeing Ryan Garcia and knock his ass the fuck out. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Regis Progress said he can pitch a shutout versus Danny Garcia. Said he'll beat him worse than Spence. I disagree. Well, the one thing about that, Danny Garcia ain't no bitch. He ain't no chump. He ain't no punk. None of that. Danny Garcia still got that natural ability to be just good enough to lose, but he ain't trash. The one thing about him and Regis Progress, though, is that they have similar fighting styles. They have similar fighting styles, man, when it comes down to it. It's not going to be a lot of moving, but it's going to be a lot of punching. And if I have to give the punching power to anyone fighting at the 147 pound, the fight Regis right now is going to be Swift Garcia. I don't know what exactly. I really don't know what exactly Rugaru is talking about. He must be feeling himself coming off his last victory. But I can't see him fucking with Danny Garcia like that. I'm going to be honest. I don't see it. I don't see it. Ray Vargas and yeah, Ray Vargas. Yeah, I heard that. Ray Vargas is an undefeated fighter. I heard that. But then, you hear it and see it, and then it comes like you don't hear shit else. Like, why no promo? I heard that the kid is undefeated. He looks like a solid op. So can you explain why Ellis will get stopped? Is he going to take a dive, or is he gas tank, or will give him problems? I want him to move up as well. Regis Prograis, this is what was happening. Wasn't Regis Prograis supposed to fight Maurice Hooker? So they're supposed to fight at the weight of 143. So that fight fell out due to COVID. And then when a contractual agreement was to come back, was trying to fight at welterweight, at a higher weight. The contract fell out, and they did not fight. So said, I'm not ready to move up to 47, nor am I taking a fight at that weight. So he's still at 140. He's still at motherfucking 140, man. That would have been a good fight, Maurice Hooker and Regis Prograis. Regis might have, gave him that night. Seriously. Regis might have gave Maurice Hooker that night, man. Regis a tough motherfucker. I remember seeing him in San Antonio walk to the ring. That dude was walking like he was going to a motherfucking party. He was so happy to get to the ring. Shit, Regis walked down that motherfucker like he was the man that night. I'm the man with the master plan. I can beat him very, very easily. Well, I can beat him very, very easy, says Regis. Man, I don't know if Regis got that goddamn New Orleans. He ate a goddamn bowl of hot spicy jambalaya before he made that statement. I don't know if he was dripping from the nose. I don't know what exactly is going. What the? Hold on for a second. I don't know if he had some of that freshly cooked hot, has some fresh oven rolls out there. He was eating that damn New Orleans jambalaya, but I don't know that, Regis. I don't know where you're going with that. I don't know if you looking at the way Danny Garcia looked against Errol Spence, but you and Errol Spence fighting style is different. You have to take that in consideration. You and Danny Garcia's fighting style is similar. It'll be tough, but will I watch the fight? Absolutely. The boxing plug, Aguilar's way. I will rewatch the fight soon. I don't want to be overcritical of Ellis either. Everyone can prove it would be funny for Ronald Ellis to give Benavidez problems. He wouldn't ever fight Hook at 147. Now he shuts out Danny. Yeah, Mitch, I agree. He said he didn't want to fight Hooker at 47, but yet he's going up there talking about he'll knock out Danny Garcia or, make easy work of him. Yeah, you're looking at easy work because his eyes might still be a little bit bruised up from the Errol Spence fight. But then Danny Garcia, I don't know, he looked kind of weird, but he can fight. He still has a little bit of oomph left in him. Dan Watson say, great interview with my boy Trayvon Lawson the other day. Salute to Trayvon Lawson, man. Real talk. I appreciate that, Dion. Trayvon Lawson was in the building. Did an interview with him, man. And he's from Alabama. He had a fight on Showtime. He's supposed to fight, some of these highly touted brothers that's coming up in the boxing game. And he started boxing late himself. Coach Mustafa, shout out to Coach Mustafa, is down here in the A. Trayvon Lawson went in there and fought the younger brother since the older brother pulled out. And he knocked him out. He knocked him out in the 4th round. Convincingly. There wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shout out Trayvon Lawson, man, for getting that win, bro. Keep on pushing. I'm going to study this dude, Ronald Ellis, now. I will be back in the live chat if WCS is still live. Damn, I'm talking about a student here. Damn, he going to study Ronald Ellis. Okay. Regis talking about beating Danny. I don't know if Regis could beat AB. I was going to mention that earlier about AB because I said his name right, but I got sidetracked. With these exhibition bouts going the way it is, I would definitely like to see Adrian Broner come back and do an exhibition bout. One for a good amount of money. And better yet, I would have rather Adrian Broner come back and fought on a Triller card if they're paying millions like they say they are. Why? Because Adrian Broner has a big name. Now, the only crazy thing about Adrian Broner, I doubt he would fight on the undercard of a YouTuber. But if they was paying him millions to do it, I don't think AB would complain. I really don't think he would be up there like, nah, this ain't in my pedigree. And I think right now, Adrian Broner will look good on the exhibition bout. Seriously, it'll allow him to understand that the fight is not going to be another loss for him if he does. It won't be his 5th loss. I mean, it would just give him some cushion. You know what I'm saying? To get back into the groove. Get his damn timing back, his coordination, get his movement. That's all I'm saying. It would give him that opportunity. I like to see Adrian Broner come back, man. It looked like he's hard in training camp. If he stay healthy, hey, do what you do, Adrian. Regis talking about beating Danny. Danny will earn another title shot off Rougarou. Man, that'd be fucked up, man, if Danny earns another title shot of Rougarou. You know what I'm saying? Why? If Regis moves up to 47, because I know damn sure Danny's not going to 40. If Rougarou moves up, that's it. I heard Virgil mention him before. Now Regis, they think Danny is sweet. They should. They should think Danny is sweet because Danny, that's the worst he's looked out of his last prominent top tier opponents. Keith Thurman, he looked pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter, he looked okay, but he didn't look worse for the wear, weighing those shots like he did with Errol Spence. He went in there with Errol Spence, and what was bad about that whole deal was lopsided, but it was worse of a lopsided affair than what Mikey Garcia went to. And Mikey Garcia was damn tracking his ass up there for the first time. That's what Danny Garcia looked bad. Mikey Garcia left the ring straight to the showers. Let's go out and find some women. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia, he left the arena and the EMT was like right there holding his elbows. You okay, sir? You okay? We can absolutely put you on a stretcher, sir. You don't have to walk, sir. Your eyes are swelling up as we're looking at it. Let us put you on the dang the stretcher and reel you in down to the ER, put some ice on that and give you an IV. Okay? I mean, he looked fucked up. Trick Note boxing plug. Okay, it's all good at the boxing plug. Okay. AB versus McGregor was still does 1 million plus buys whenever they're ready. AB versus McGregor. Okay. I understand Mitch totally understands what he just put down there. But McGregor being knocked out in the first round by Dustin Poirier, it takes away from him going in there against AB. You know what I'm saying? Because AB's never been stopped before in his freaking boxing career. I don't know how the people will take that with McGregor coming off a loss. I don't think that's what AB needs right now. Conor McGregor don't have that just that he needs to match up with Conor McGregor's star power to bring AB's star power up. He just got stopped in the worst way. That wouldn't be a good fight for AB right now for the exhibition. It wouldn't. AB needs somebody else that's in the boxing game to give him an exhibition. Somebody with a name. Somebody with the Wall Street, man, that's doing pretty good numbers right now, but they took losses here and there. You down in the A, you got Michael Bent, Michael Grant, Randall Bailey down there. I talk to them sometimes, solid guys, real nice. For sure. I don't know him personally. Some of these fights I know from face. I seen Michael Grant. For sure. Blueprint Sports, what's good? What's up, WCS? Mikey versus Regis. Now, hey, I like that fight. I like it. Mikey versus Regis Prograis. I like it. I like everything about that because both of them have those type of body types that's made to be punching bags, and they have those similar flat-footed styles. I like the fight. I do. I like the fight, but Mikey, from my understanding, wasn't he talking about trying to take the fight with Terrence Crawford? I could have sworn he was talking about taking the fight with Terrence Crawford. But Blueprint, I'm liking that shit right there. Mikey versus Regis. I like that. King Mitch, hell yeah. And could you see the build up? Trick say, are you in the WBC live chat often? We would talk. I like WCS knowledge of MMA and boxing and people in the live chat. He has very good breakdown and commentary. Appreciate you, Boxing Plug. You ever want to chat it up in whatever chat you in, if it's something conducive, I don't mind chatting it up, my brother. Just hit me on the email. I respond to my email. I'm all about educating, getting educated. You know what I'm saying? I want to get educated all the time about this combat. That's why I go to grappling events, so I can actually learn what I'm looking at when it comes to mixed martial arts. Grappling events isn't the most upended, enthusiastic physical sport you'll watch, but it is if you're looking at certain things being pulled off in front of you and executed, the transitions, the guard passes, you know what I'm saying, where they're the points of contact, how someone is working off the bottom, allowing the practitioner to work off the top, can you see the traps that they're setting and what submission they're trying to apply. It's amazing. It's a beautiful sport. AB beats Con Man with one arm. Con Man. Not sure. I might be missing something. Con Man. I must be missing something. I tried a boxer using Conor. I'm tired of boxers using Conor. Well, Conor might not have been 100% in there with Dustin Poirier. I do believe he's a better fighter than that, but we need to see. If he's drinking too much whiskey, which he's the founder of, well, that may be a problem too. Seriously. That may be a problem. I don't know. It seems like he may have been injured. I don't know, man. He looked different than he did with freaking Cowboy Cerrone. He finished him in 40 seconds. Danny looked worse afterwards, but I thought he performed better than Mikey. At least Danny won a few rounds. Yeah. Mikey had that high guard, remind me of Winky Wright and Lamont Peterson. They put that high guard up. But yet, they were still getting tagged to the body and everything. But one thing I can say about the 4 division champion, Mikey Garcia, man, is that in my opinion, he went and fought a smart fight, even though it was lopsided. But I just want to ask him what did he see going into that fight? He said he saw something. I want to say, hey, Mikey, let me holler at you for a second. You was over here saying that you saw something with Spence. You said that you can do anything he can do, you can do better. That was the narrative you and Robert Garcia and everybody was pushing. What did you see? Was it the front end of the gloves? Was the fact that he was switching up combination? They were just bouncing off your motherfucking gloves and your forehead. I mean, what did you see? What do we want from Caleb Plant versus Truex this weekend? Okay, Dion Watson, that's a good question. This is what we want. I'm gonna tell you what I want. Let me figure this out. What do I want? I want to make sure I still have my mobile phone plugged in. All right. First and foremost, because I need to make sure I have something to do once the second or third round hit, so I can start playing Candy Crush or something. Playing some bullshit on my phone. I need to make sure that I'm full. I have a full belly. So I can be halfway asleep with the itis, because I don't see too much of anything seeing these two Calebs fight this weekend. Now, I hop in respect. I like Caleb Plant's sweet hands as far as his style goes. I do. I like how his style goes. I like the beating that he put on Jose Kuzakataki. I like how that went down. But I'm looking past Caleb Truex, and I really want to see a fight between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, who doesn't like each other. I want to see them get this on. I really do. I want to see Benavidez face Caleb Plant, because when I spoke to him twice already, he said he don't like him and he's the easiest fight in the division. I have it on video. He says he's the easiest in the division. He is the easiest. Who would say that about David Benavidez? Caleb Plant say he is the easiest. And you know why they don't like each other? Because they have a situation that happened back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? They have a situation that occurred where, words was passed, verbal sparring, and then I guess Caleb Plant swung on Joseph Benavidez. Jose, his brother, Benavidez. And then the two camps got into a little scuffle. But the reason why, from my understanding, the punches were thrown because Caleb Plant lost his daughter. She died. So it was said that the camp of Benavidez said something slick about it and mentioned her. And man, I'm telling you, the way Caleb's mentality is, losing his mom the way he did, yeah, the dude is a low key, like, he don't take no shit. Like, he's a straight shooter, man. You see Caleb Plant at the MGM Garden. He with his wife, dude wearing a plaid shirt, and he looked like the average guy. Now, of course, in Nashville, it was different because he was fighting. So he had a suit on. He was dressed to impress, and he was talking to the media. And I actually rode the elevator down with Team Plant. I had my phone out, and this is crazy. There's no cap, right? Caleb said, "Put your phone up, man. Can you please put your phone up?" And when you in there with the team, you say, "Okay, cool. They're about to talk about," and they start talking about some shit. I was like, "Damn, okay." They just don't want me to record it, but they didn't care if I hear it. You know what I'm saying? They just want me to record it, but they didn't care if I heard it. That's the same thing that happened with who else was it? Sergey Kovalov. I hopped in the elevator with Sergey Kovalov in Texas, and I had my phone out about to ask him for an interview. And he said, no phone, my friend. No phone. So I put my phone up and I talked to Kovalev for a little bit. I should have asked him, so what drugs you think you taking next? Could you tell me that ahead of time so I can damn talk about it on YouTube, on my channel? Do you know what drugs that you're going to take next? Oh, you don't? Okay, cool. Only one fighter used McGregor, and it was a major lick for all parties involved. Only one fighter used McGregor, and used McGregor in this boxing sense would be Floyd Mayweather. They always say they see something with Spence. Spence looked like he was having a nice tune-up session with Mikey. He absolutely was, man. Spence was having a nice tune-up. That's what Mikey's seen. He's seen the tune-up prices. Seriously, he checked out the tune-up price. He said, God damn, I ain't come up here for all this shit. I just came up here, to get my window cleaned off and shit so I can see these hands coming toward me. And that's it. I didn't come up here a tune-up, a 12-round tune-up. God damn, that shit's expensive. They're charging me over $100 per round for a tune-up. Motherfuckers up there getting tuned up by Spence, man. Black Star Sports TV, salute to you, my brother. Seeing you on early, man. Glad to then come up here and fire up my live. If Plant doesn't run out of gas, he beats Benavidez to me. I don't know. I seen Caleb Plant fight twice. I seen him take some pauses fighting Vincent Feigenboots a little bit. Not to a point where he was in trouble, but he ended up getting a stoppage. But I'm just saying that David Benavidez, man, he can box too. I don't know if you've seen his highlights, but David Benavidez has hands. He does. I'm not sure what people's thinking, but that fight right there, to me, we need Caleb Plant and David Benavidez real soon. So we have Canelo Alvarez fighting Abner Yildirim. Get that shit out the way. It's on another. We need to set up Caleb Plant after this fight. We need to set up Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. Put it on PPV. It's good shit. Let's see it pop. Seriously, I want to see that fight big time. I want Truex to try and win the fight. I need Plant to put on a show, show the world why he's the best super middleweight. Oh, Caleb Plant is gonna put on a show, man. Caleb Plant is a slick motherfucker, man. Watch what I tell you. Caleb Plant is slick. People don't show him no love because he's just sitting over there at the IBF. He don't say much. He just mind his own fucking business. You know what I'm saying? That's Caleb Plant, man. Matter of fact, his dad is cool motherfucking people. Seriously, man, I ain't gonna lie. I see these guys with, relationships in combat sports like that with their fathers who's been watching them train and put so much effort into them. Yeah, man. I'm about to show you something with Caleb Plant. Caleb? What do you mean, Caleb? Let me see. Let me see what's on here. Man, I can't believe all those shots, man. I actually shot Caleb Plant's fight. Real talk. I actually shot his fight. I can't believe I have all this footage on Caleb Plant fight. But I want you to see one thing. I want you to see. Okay, hold up. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. Let me show you when I was at Caleb Plant's fight in Nashville at his hometown. All right. This is Caleb Plant in Nashville against the German guy who was getting a lot of press play up in there. This guy was getting a lot of press play. I'm not going to lie. People like this guy for some reason. They thought he was real nice and everything, but Caleb was like, shit, you can be nice all you want, but I'm gonna be up on you some fight night. Don't you worry about a thing. You don't have to say this is the weigh-in. This is the weigh-in. Caleb Plant.
Main event of the evening. It's Caleb Sweet Hands Plants versus the KO King.
Caleb Plant was face to face, like what? They was like, what? That's me. I have my camera in the back. That's me with the black jacket on up front taking pictures. I do this double duty. I got two camera bodies. My one in back was recording and I was taking pictures. Come on, man. I do this, bro. I was taking pictures of them up close. They was talking shit to one another. I thought they was going to throw some hands. But you get the point. That was Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? That was Caleb Plant right there at the weigh-in, y'all. What I wanted to show you was the hold up. I wanted to show you the one with his father. Hey, yo. I wanted to show you with the one with his father. But I may not be able to do it today because I tried something earlier, but I will have to come back around and get it done. But anyway, it was Caleb Plant post-fight with his father, and his father, shed some tears because he was happy for his son Caleb. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the dude was absolutely over the moon watching his son Caleb Plant fight. And I understand why he was happy. I get it, man. Seriously, I get it. Let me see what this is right here. This is the same one. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone the next time. But I have the video up next time y'all on. I wanted to kind of show Caleb Plant father. The post-fight press conference with their father in Nashville, coming off his last win, and how proud he was. He was actually shedding tears and everything, and his dad was proud of him. I'm looking through this shit right now, right quick, if I can get the post-fight press conference of Caleb Plant and his pops. It's not too far down the queue. But what else is going on in this boxing is, who Gervonta Davis is going to step in that with next. That's a big deal that's out there. Who is he going to step in there with next? Well, I would definitely, like I said before, I would like to see AB come back and fight This is David Benavidez's prior press conference that I was in as media. Let me share the screen with you right quick. This is his press conference. That's his dad to his left, right here. Look at Caleb Plant. He ain't nothing to play with, dog. I believe him. And his father sitting over there like a G, say, "Yeah, that's my son right there."
What do you think this fight can do for Nashville, building it as a fight city?
Man, can do a lot. You know, as you see, like I said before, everybody who came out was close. I told you I'll go in there and beat Jose Uzcategui with the whole world betting against me.
Uzcategui.
A year layoff, a broke hand, no tune-up fight. I went in there and I dominated him, and I dropped him twice. We knew what I was going to do to Mike Lee. And I said tonight, it wouldn't go 12 rounds. Everything I said, you can take it and catch it.
Champ, super congrats on the win today. Leading up to this fight, I know it was a big deal for you to fight in your backyard. Boxing is your full-time sport, but tonight you was a part of the demolition team. What did you see early through the first through 6 rounds that allowed you to spark up Fig and Boots so much with the volume of punches you was putting out?
You know, I think a lot of people go in there with such a strict game plan. This is what we have to do. We have to do this in this round. We have to do this and, that in this round. And but what a lot of fighters lack is the ability to make adjustments. And I think we made great adjustments. I knew when to put my foot on the gas. I knew when to let off. I knew when to feint. I knew when to stick to my jab and when to let my combinations go. And a couple rounds before I stopped him, I could see that his will was starting to break. And I knew in a couple rounds I'm gonna jump on him, and he ain't gonna have it hard to keep me off of him. That's what I did.
You was getting off first a lot. Was that the game plan? You'll start the round, for over a minute or so, you really increase the tempo of your punches. Was that to break Fig and Boots down, or did you see him breaking down the grading as the fight went along?
I seen him breaking down the grading as the fight went along. And, everyone knows me for my defense, my footwork. But if you look at the Jose fight, the Mike Lee fight tonight, you can really see my offense really picking up, starting to come along. There's about 5 or 6 fights there, when
I'm gonna leave that right there. You can see that on my YouTube channel. I don't want people to totally switch off what the topic was. Yeah, I appreciate those who stayed in there. I have so much footage that's not even loaded or whatever, but yeah, that was Caleb Plant post fight after defeating Vincent Feigenbooth. I mean, good guy, man. Shit, it was a good guy, and that was for media. That was media that day that was on deck. For Showtime, but shout out to Caleb Plant, sweet hands, man. Really look to see you back in there, getting it in, and fighting a damn good fight. Real talk. But I'm not sure how many people are going to tune into this fight this weekend. I don't know what you're looking at, Shawty. But I'm really looking forward to this Oscar Valdez Miguel Burchell. I want to see that fight for some reason. I want to see who Shakur Stevens is going to get a shot at 130. I mean, I totally enjoyed that Stephen Fulton Angelo Leo fight. Both of those guys was in the motherfucking fighting hole. Yes, sir. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, on top of that, just hearing the fact that Dubois Yard may be coming back soon. No. I'm going to make sure I'm out of the house doing something to bypass the time when this fight is on the Zone app or whatever it's going to be at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see Yard or freaking Dubois come back until they practice. Dubois need to practice on his head movement. Anthony Yard needs to get, size down a little bit and just work on some speed and endurance. I mean, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, my God. And who we all waiting to see, Jerome and Sergey Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? They'll be back in the ring probably around April. We're going to see how David Benavidez go and perform against Ronald Ellis. I'm gonna do a live on that, man. I like David Benavidez, and I'm gonna try to have him on the show. I like David Benavidez, believe it or not. I'm trying to have somebody get him on the show because David Benavidez will give you a motherfucking interview. Period. Especially if you start talking about Caleb Plant. Watch me work. I'm gonna try to get David Benavidez on here. Watch. But people, it's been an absolutely pleasure, shouty. It's time for me to goddamn give you a grander salute. I'm heading into tomorrow is Wednesday. And of course, everyone that has this get up and go to work, man, I salute you. I'm retired. So, and real talk, and I'm not bullshitting either. You got to get up every day and get that work in with the family. Then those of you that have virtual learning that's going on, it's been tough like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, be safe out there, man. Wear your mask. Tune in to this boxing shit, World Combat Sports. I need you to subscribe and get these subscribers up, man. I know you can't see how many I got, but hey, I got some. I need you to share the content and become my average everyday subscribers when I pop up on here. For real. I need some hardcore loyalties that's on here to talk this boxing shit. For real. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but when you do, let's chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute.